everybody. Welcome. This is awesome. We're talking about what is CBD.
Yeah, we're going to just define what it is. And, you know, when I think about it as a chemist, I think, okay, CBD, it's a molecule. Okay, it's a chemical substance. And then everybody goes,
What?
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 It is.
And I think of it and go, okay, it's not psychoactive. Okay. It's not. It's good.
I think about it as naturally derived because obviously we get it from hemp, right? And so we get it from an extraction process within the hemp, right?
And for me, it makes so this doesn't hurt.
Yeah, if you have, for example, arthritis or inflamed joints, or if you put it with terpenes, which are also with the hemp, oils, and with the CBD, typically it'll go through your skin. It's wonderful.
And it's when I said it's non-psychoactive, it does not make you high.
No, it
CBD does not have that THC.
Right.
It's just CBD. It's a cannabinoid, and it helps.
Right. So that's a major thing that people always are wondering, like, okay, if I take hemp, is it going to get me high? And so hemp is not marijuana.
No.
Okay. Marijuana has high amounts of THC in it. It's a controlled substance, and state by state, they have allowed it to occur within the state. You know, like for example, Colorado or Oregon, or California.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. There's recreational cannabis there, so you're able to go and imbibe marijuana there. Now. That is not what hemp is
at all.
No, in fact, what hemp is it's biomass that looks and maybe even smell like marijuana, but it doesn't because it's not like it because it doesn't have the THC in it.
Yeah, and it's not the THC that you're smelling; it's the chlorophyll that it is derived from the terpenes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is really cool.
Exactly.
So that's what CBD is. Very natural.
It's
a molecule
derived from hemp typically, or it could be derived from marijuana as well.
Yeah.
But typically, if you see it out in the stores, it's derived from hemp.
And CBD usually has the THC removed almost entirely, and it's harmless.
It is harmless.
It is harmless and actually has very good positive effects for many people.
Yeah, so when you're taking CBD, you got to make sure that it's dosed right. So make sure you read the label, follow the dosing regimen. There's a lot of dosing calculators that are out there, in fact. And you should go look at some dosing calculators. Typically, you want to dose with your weight. So if you're a smaller person, you would have less of a dose than if you're a larger person. So.
Absolutely. And don't forget, you can use that. And my father, he's 85. He likes to put some as a topical.
Right.
And he will take it internally as a tincture, both. And it gives him new life. He can now still work in the shop and, swing a hammer at 85, and that sometimes is scary, but.
Well, a lot of people do that 1-2 punch, really. I mean, the internal plus the external, and
huge. That
really helps out a lot because you're taking it through your bloodstream. It's being metabolized differently. And if it goes directly in your hand to your joints, or, that's just a better way to get it to your joints locally, and then also have it in your bloodstream.
So
at the same
just
time.
to recap, what is CBD? It's a molecule. It's non-psychoactive.
Right.
It's harmless.
Right.
And it's natural.
Exactly.
Cool. What is CBD oil?
What is the oil? What is CBD oil?
What is
CBD oil? Okay, so it is a mixture. CBD oils are typically a mixture of cannabinoids. All right. Oh, like for example, CBD.
CBD. Yep.
Okay. It's got some waxes in there.
Yes.
It's got some fats, some little fatty acids in there.
Yep.
It's got some plant sterols in there.
And maybe some terpenes, maybe.
And some flavonoids, maybe. Little, taste crystals that we all love.
Yes.
In there. So that's what CBD oil is. And it can come in different potencies, right?
Okay. When we're talking about CBD oil, how does that derive? If we're talking about, most people hear full spectrum.
Yeah.
But versus CBD oil. So
right.
CBD oil, where is that in that process?
Okay, so CBD oil can come in broad spectrum, full spectrum. It can come in isolate, and it can come in crude
all of that.
oil
so
and
that
distillate.
Is all CBD oil.
It's all CBD oil.
It's
yeah.
all inclusive.
Yeah.
So that's very cool to know because you use it in many different things.
Yeah, they make it in. It's just kind of like they make it in different forms so that it can be formulated into different products. So, for example, if you want to have a gummy that is THC free, you would just use a THC free. You'd use crystal isolate, to make that. Yeah. So, if some people like to have the full flavor and the full aroma of the plant.
Yes.
And so they would use like what they call full spectrum.
Full spectrum.
And that full spectrum would also have a very minimal amount of THC in it.
Very minimal. Yep.
So if you're in a job or something like that tests for THC in your body, it may be not a good idea to imbibe a full spectrum product.
Correct.
Okay.
And just so you know, when we're talking about a small amount, it's
0.3%
or less.
Right. So it's very little.
So it's really 0.03, but tiny, tiny, tiny. But you just want to be careful.
Right.
Okay. If you're getting tested on a regular basis.
Right.
But it's never going to get you high. CBD oil is really good. And with the full spectrum, it's that full entourage. So it's not, even though you hear CBD oil, it still has the full entourage of the other cannabinoids, the terpenes, and that little tiny sliver of THC.
Yeah. And then you have broad spectrum.
Yep.
Okay. And the broad spectrum, it has all of those terpenoids. It has all of those flavonoids typically in it. It has some matrix. It has some waxes. It has some fats in it. Not very much, though. And then it also has the cannabinoids, but it doesn't have any THC.
No THC. He calls it chemistry. I call it magic. It pulls out the THC, completely remediates it.
Yeah, typically people, use chromatography or something like that to get it out.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, and we have some other podcasts on that. You guys are welcome to go see that and check out our podcasts on that kind of thing. So
that's awesome. So that's what CBD oil is.
Yeah, we also forgot about the colors. Colors, like you do have like xanthophylls in there. Those are kind of the yellow color. And then you also have the chlorophylls. And a lot of people do not like to smoke the chlorophylls because they consider it to be harsh. Okay, so a lot of times when people are getting like a flower and they're smoking the flower, they want it cured, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what that is that's a process of breaking down the chlorophylls. Well, the same thing goes for like a CBD oil. You don't really want the chlorophylls in there. So, but the xanthophylls are really responsible for a lot of the, yellow color. And usually a lot of times you see those golden pores or, stuff like that on Instagram.
Honey.
It does look like golden honey. So that has to do with the xanthophylls.
Xanthophylls versus chlorophyll.
Right.
Okay, and the chlorophylls are pulled out early.
Right. So
that's cool.
That's the composition of a CBD oil and really what a CBD oil is. I hope that really helped out you guys. And how to make CBD oil in 5 easy steps. It should be really simple. We're going to go over each one of those steps. So let's get started. First of all, we need to get quality hemp. It's really important that you start with a good quality hemp. Make sure that you have good certifications on that. Make sure that you have the right amount of terpenes, the right amount of cannabinoid profiles in there. You want to start off with a good quality product. So that's the first thing.
And retest it if you can, if you've got the capacity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you are a DIYer, a do-it-at-home type of person, you can do this with some alcohol that you buy at the store.
Awesome.
So take some of that hemp, stick it into a jar or a pan or whatever. Do not put it on the stove. Okay. Do not do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But make sure that you get the certifications for what you're doing. And then you can get some Everclear, which is a 200 proof alcohol, or you could even, try some vodka. The issue with the vodka is that it's going to, it doesn't have the same solvent properties of, say, a more pure ethanol. And you're going to get a lot of like chlorophylls that are extracted. So it's perfectly fine for a tincture, but you may get kind of a weird taste with it.
Yeah, vodka tastes like potatoes.
Yeah. Plus, you're going to be having some of this vodka in your CBD oil. So just remember that.
I love that we're talking about how to make CBD oil. I've had so many people ask, so this is cool.
Exactly. Then what you do very, very simply is you take a drip filter. With a coffee filter, and you just pour it through.
Just a pour over.
Just a pour over. Yeah, you're pouring it through. You're taking all the stuff out, and the CBD oil is actually going through the filter into the beaker, or of course you don't have one of those.
Or the carafe.
Or the carafe. Yeah, I have beakers in my kitchen.
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do. Along with Erlenmeyer's, of course, for cooking.
And is just a standard coffee filter adequate?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's perfect. Perfectly fine. It'll turn dark green. It'll be like a dark green. Okay. So then you want to remove the alcohol. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, if you're at home, you're not going to be able to do that. Basically do not put it on the stove. Okay. Because you could have, especially if you have a gas stove. Okay.
Oh,
you don't want to do that.
That would be bad.
No. You could, if you're using a vodka, it's got water in it. So it's always going to have some of that vodka taste. You could just let it sit out and there will be some evaporation. I don't recommend any type of heating on it, but some people I'm sure are, you can go and find other people to look up what they are telling you to do. Do not use a hair dryer. Do not do that. Okay. You don't use a hair dryer. It's gonna explode.
So what do you do?
It won't explode. It'll turn on. It'll fire. So you just let it evaporate naturally. You can just let it sit out.
Just let it sit.
Just put a gauze over it and let it sit out. And you can remove some of the alcohol, or you can just take it as is. So a tincture.
I think that happened in one of our R&D lab days when I got to taste
It did.
that.
Yeah, we gave him 200 proof alcohol.
Everything.
It was definitely warm.
Yes, I didn't get a whole lot done that afternoon.
Okay. So and then typically a lot of people, once they have that alcohol solution, they will take it sublingually. That is a true tincture. It's an alcohol tincture. Typically, you put it under your tongue. You hold it there for 10 seconds. It'll be warm. It may taste like alcohol, obviously, but that's a very, very good way to take a sublingual CBD tincture. So,
excellent.
That's how it works.
How you make CBD oil?
Yeah, there's one other thing. A lot of people do is they want to get it so it's nice and lighter color than the dark. Yeah. So they will use like aquarium carbon and things like that to try to make it. My only thought there is your aquarium carbon has what's called benzopyrenes in it, and those are soluble in alcohols. So you don't want to be extracting out your benzopyrenes into your alcohol. So that would be the first recommendation. Just don't do it. Just deal with the dark colors. So that's what we got for you guys, how to make CBD oil, and I hope everything is well with you guys. Take care.
Well done.
Yeah, see you
Good
later.
job.
Bye.